snag with how far the pioneers or those who took it upon themselves to be telling the stories can go, right? So now the younger ones should be more involved, because the kind of content young people can create around our history, our heritage, I think a lot of the older folks may not necessarily be able to do it. So if they're involved, if they are part of it, and they understand where we are coming from as a people, I think collectively will be better for it, right? So I was happy that even though it was colorful and beautiful, the content and the substance of the speeches, you know, matched the beauty we saw in terms of the display. But your gun, was there gunpowder in it, or it was the Shamidogo one? So
which was the Shamidogo?
Anyway, I don't know what you have to say about that.
I couldn't quite agree with you more. During our last rehearsal, I think the weather just switched on us, and we were a bit skeptical, because the day prior, just as we were rehearsing, it rained, so we had to find shelter in the studios and do it. But it's great. It was an amazing event. It was powerful. We delivered our lines. It was, I think it exceeded most people's expectations.
No, Fremad did form too much.
They did amazing.
How she's able to connect a story to every one of the sponsors on board the Heritage Month, right? Yeah. Like, what has a chum got to do it? You know, but like, yeah, you know, and she found a really cute story.
Yeah,
you know,
around it. And I like how she named her clothes that she was wearing. And then, you know, related it to GT. I mean, it was a powerful event from start to finish.
She's a woman of many parts, right?
And kudos to us here at Channel One TV. Kudos to those who came and tasted tasted the food and all of that. I was sitting there and someone was like, I would say much.
We have Back to Your Village Food Festival.
So you say I should wait.
Oh, just hold on tight.
I should wait.
Exactly.
But I wanted some of that. But I mean, we got the chance to have a taste after the whole program, and it was amazing. Truly amazing event. I'm sure we'll play it one of these days on Channel One TV. So just keep your dials here on Channel One TV, and you'll definitely get to see what Jude and I are talking about with regards to the launch of our Heritage Month. All right,
amazing,
let's get into the papers.
Please do.
Our president is here. Did you realize that this is what he wore last year's State of the Nation address?
Because he didn't have the cap. Yeah, we couldn't. But when I saw it, I knew that I'd seen him in this before. Especially now.
Like, wait a minute. This is 2025 SONA without the cap.
Yeah, and what also did a trick with the kind of why people will not see it very spot on. Okay, nobody really is like watching what the president wears like that, right?
Except the fashionistas.
Pretty
or
much.
The fashion experts.
But the backdrop to his standing point had a different kente. It was a purple kente last year. Oh yeah, I did a whole 1 week report on SONA, so I went to.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean the backdrop?
The kente usually stands behind some kente. So that kente was like purple, a really nice purple design.
This year's own. Last year's. Okay.
You know, so the contrast with that and the fugu makes just a different telling.
And this year's was yellow.
And this was yellow, so it made it pop up. But it's a really nice fugu.
Yeah, it actually is a really nice.
The president's fugu game is really on point.
I tell you, I kid you not. All right. So, Daily Graphic Weekend Special, State of the Nation Address, Don't Turn Patients Away. President charges health facilities. President John Dramani Mahama message slogan without action. That's what the minority are calling the president's message. Slogan without action.
What was your highlight from the State of the Nation address held yesterday?
My highlights? Oh, definitely the health stories. There was a few health stories
that caught your attention.
Yes, do not turn patients away, no matter the situation. Always improvise. That was killer.
Wow.
To the fact that vaccine production is going to start this year. Snake venom, anti-snake venom, and there's another one escaped my mind. Another one is that we're not going to be dependent on foreign grants. We're going to be self-sufficient in providing our own funds, because they realized the gap when the US took their funds away, and that he pleaded with the new doctors that there's going to be incentives for them, so they should accept postings. That was also very interesting for me as well. So those are some of the things that stood out for me.
I agree with you, largely to a large extent, same, except a few other issues. Of course, the minorities display on the day. They look like,
I'm like, so we had a time to go and make stones with different inscriptions on it. Oh my word!
You know, and the fact that they held cocos, you know, to Parliament, I thought was symbolic, and you know, the minority is bent on making the cocoa issue very topical, and
I feel like that's what they're going to campaign on.
They've done exactly that. I mean, from now to 2028 is a long time. But you know, when you talked about the president's comment around the no bed syndrome, and of course urging doctors to take
up postings in rural
areas, and the fact that no patient should be turned away irrespective of the state of the medical facility, it took my mind back to the funeral ceremony of the late Charles.
Oh yes, you were there yesterday.
Amissah. Absolutely, I covered the funeral from start to finish. In fact, when I got there, very few people were there up until the very final moment they took his casket to the cemetery. And I want to say condolences to the family. We wish them well during this very difficult time. It was a very painful experience, you know. Not one single tribute reader was able to complete, without a tear rolling down the face. When people were recounting their experience, the most difficult part for a lot of people was, of course, the mother's tribute, when she said that no mother should bury the child.
Yeah.
You know, there were instances also when she questioned the healthcare system and said that the late Charles had two surviving sisters, both of whom are medical doctors.
Can you imagine?
Doctors.
I heard one is an emergency.
Works in the emergency room as a trauma specialist, right? And you know, for many people that broke them. Of course, when his colleagues from Promasidor Ghana, makers of cowbell products and other food products, in their, so he works in the engineering department, so they did like a sketch of how their day looks like ordinarily, and one of them, in the process showing how the late Charles would usually act, and it was difficult. Of course, the accident victim support also showed up, and they called on drivers to be more responsible road users. It was a difficult ceremony, and I hope that the family can find peace.
Speaking of drivers, I haven't heard much from the police as to whether they're investigating or finding that particular hit and run driver. We don't even know what make or type of vehicle it is. I don't think we've been to Cycle to speak to people who may have seen that accident happen, those who called the ambulance service to come onto the scene to rescue him. I think we should charge the police also look for that hit and run driver. It can't be business as usual. We need to find that person, because
the truth of the matter is that if the police is minded to,
there are cameras, right, around Circle.
See, there was a huge armed robbery case at Alabraka. The people went into a jewelry shop, stole money. For a long time, we weren't hearing anything from them. The people went to spray the car, but the police found them out eventually. So the point is that the Ghana police, Accra is not a really big place, so if the police want to find you,
they'll find you.
Yeah, and I want to believe that they are actually looking at the issue. Yesterday was immensely difficult.
I can only imagine, especially for his sisters, being doctors, and the system that you serve literally failed you. I was just saying this morning in the makeup room that if he had an inscription on his forehead that my sister is an emergency trauma specialist, help me, or my sister is a doctor, my sisters are doctor, written on his forehead, they probably would have given him the help that he so much required. Apparently the wound that he had suffered, or the trauma that he had suffered, was something that could have been.
Of course, I mean, that's why hospitals exist, right? It wasn't, completely, but and I think that the moment of pain for a lot of people is that when they needed help in terms of professionals coming to look at him, there was none. But when it got to the point where he had to be confirmed dead, you know, a medical practitioner was able to walk up to him in the ambulance to do that. So we don't want to remind the family of their pain this morning. We just want to say that as Ghanaians, we are standing strong with them. And for those of us in the media, you know, particularly myself and a few colleagues, we will be minded to make sure that his death won't be in vain. We will continue to speak about the issue and ensure that we have some lasting reforms. Already the family called for the expedition of the emergency care law, right? Would also urge government to not only pay lip service to resourcing our hospitals, right? So that some of these things do not happen again.
Yeah, I think it was one of the things the president mentioned, that he's going to resource our hospitals, build more hospitals, finish up the Ridge, phase 2, a couple of other infrastructure changes and buildings that he said would be constructed. I hope that all of that will come together to, should I say revamp or solidify our health service. Let me quickly do the back page of Daily Graphic. Dubai test awaits Bjorken's revamped Black Queens, and there have been a couple of videos of the Queens, you know, training for that game later on. I have the Mirror, Ghana's most popular weekend paper. Stories you'll find: style meets substance at Pink Ladies Cup. Black Queens bring the drip to Dubai, and there's a picture of our goalkeeper, a very nice, I think they call it abaya. I'm not too sure. Can I take action against police for violating my rights? That's a question someone is asking on page 12 of the Mirror. Kolebu Rainbow Clinic offers hope to grieving families, and that's on page 3. The Mirror Sports, Gold Stars seek first home win over Hearts. Black Queens eye Pink Ladies Cup success. Jude?
And let me take you to the Daily Guide newspaper. There's a headline story that would interest you, but I'll read that at the very last. Okay, big story here. Galamsey, a grave national menace. That's coming in from the president, saying that his government is really concerned about the state of affairs with regards to illegal mining. Iyoko recovers 600 million Ghana cedis and 29 luxury car, comes with the photograph of Mr. Raymond Archer. Also here, choose competence over English. Chairman Wontumi is speaking over there. And in Senyabreku pirate, there's been a pirate attack as volunteer fishermen were first responders, the MP speaking on the matter. And guess what? Nana Agrada is in the news. By March 3, she walks a free woman.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's just 3 days away.
Yeah,
wow,
it's unbelievable.
I can only imagine the spectacle that would greet her exit. Excuse me, her exit from is she in Sawam? Yeah, she's in Sawam, right?
Sawam, yeah.
Very interesting. And then the Sunday service saloon.
We'll see whether she counts out a changed woman or should continue her old ways. Black Stars management received $310,000 honorarium. This has got a lot of people talking.
How much? Say that again.
$310,000.
For what?
For just being there. Basically nothing. For the
per person, or like for the whole squad?
Not a squad.
For the management.
For the management team members, exactly.
To share or per person.
To share. So if they share, they want to get $62,000.
For what?
For existing.
Like it. That's the word.
Don't come and don't come.
Existing.
Let's be honest with ourselves. You see, we are poor.
How come you didn't have money?
We are a poor country, but sometimes it doesn't feel like, and people will be quick to say, oh, it is GFE money. It is taxpayers' money. Why should we pay the CocoBot CEO all that we give him and look at the challenges within the sector, and we are still going to, on top of that, pay him this because he does Black Stars work? And I promise you, bring out somebody to come and explain a breakdown what the management committee will have nothing to say, because for everything that they will see the management committee team member does, there's someone within the technical team
that can do that,
or there's someone within the GFA who is paid to do that. There's a team manager for the Black Stars. They are like the way the system of the GFA is set up. There is no need whatsoever for a management committee member, let alone pay them 62,000. When you point it out, also the previous government paid them $100,000. So
we have reduced it. So we should clap for you.
You know, it's not proper. You know, it's not proper.
Ghana,
if this is what the research is about, then I don't know. Anyway, so anyway, these are the big stories. Charlie, who to me say for choose competence over English? Oh, Charlie.
I like that because I'm sure he knows people question his they probably
so the
think
English
language
is
higher.
it because there are 3 people so far contesting the national chairmanship.
Him,
John Boydu, and Torino.
Okay.
Wache Jako. You know, so I don't know whether the English note is John Boydu or it is.
I'm sure he's referring to himself.
No, he says choose competence over English. So I want to believe he's the competent one.
Yes.
And the rest are English speaking people. So I don't know whether it is John Boydu or Torino he's referring to as English speaking.
Speak English speak. They both speak English, so choose competence over English.
He likes tree. No, he speaks very well, but he likes speaking tree. So
I thought he mixes.
Oh, he likes the
English and the tree. Also,
you know, he's a former. Where did he even work? He was a vice president at the Bank of America. So Canberra Farkas here, former energy minister. So we should tell us who is the English speaking one, so that we know. Hello, citynewsroom.com. Kaswa Old Market Fire, firefighters attacked by mob. Fifi Kwete is in the news. He says MPs cannot pretend to be wholly on vote buying. A very interesting comment from him. And in Ayawaso by-election, Umar Sanda won't make 2%. That's
every time I hear that name, I'm like, wait, what is Sanda's business? And then I remember, wait a minute, it's not our Sanda.
Exactly. This is Umar. And our Sanda is Umaru. Malam Sanda. Anyway, UCC to honor Prof. Opoku Ajiman with Distinguished Fellow Award. And the NDC is confident that they will retain the Ayawaso East seat. Sami Ewuku, who's member of parliament for Krupon, says state of the nation is one of misery. Ivory Coast set to cut prices at 800 to 1,000 CFA. That's coming from Reuters. And in the eastern region, 17 Burkinabes, 21 Ghanaians arrested in Galamsey raid. Mahama vows to dismantle criminal networks behind Galamsey. And the minority say Mahama's first year marked by slogans, zero actions. Hello.
Right, I am here on page 3 of the Mirror newspaper. Kolobu Rainbow Clinic offers hope to grieving families. And I'm sure you know what a rainbow is. So a bit of the story. For years, pregnancy loss in many hospitals across the country has been handled clinically, but with limited emotional follow-up. A mother loses her baby, condolences are offered, discharge papers are signed, and life is expected to continue. But at the obstetrics and gynecology department of the Kolobu Teaching Hospital in Accra, the narrative is changing through the introduction of the Rainbow Clinic, a structured bereavement care system designed to support women and families after pregnancy loss. Pregnancy is not a disease, but when a loss happens, the emotional and psychological impact can be overwhelming. And so this clinic offers a lot of help to mothers and families who may one way or the other have lost their child during or after. Yeah. And so this is a bit of hope for mothers, and I hope they take advantage of it.
The City Opportunity
project
for education.
If I was asking in the newsroom that don't I qualify for COOP?
How do you qualify for COOP?
I don't know where I qualify for COOP.
Let's be serious. Don't do that.
Yeah, when I got at a lecture.
How do you qualify for COOP?
But I'm going to ask rights to COOP.
And then Krano is like my monthly salary.
Please.
Just the hair on your don't I beg. It's okay.
I'm sure you.
It's okay.
It's all right.
You don't qualify for
just tell me that, but don't tell me say you need to carry your monthly salary.
I know how much hair costs.
Do you?
I buy some. I know.
But it's not expensive.
I don't buy the one that you buy.
How do you know what I buy is different from what you buy? Hair is hair.
Please.
Hair is hair.
Hair is not hair.
Hair is hair.
There's outre. Is how they call it.
Utre.
I know that's it. And I know the other one. The one they sell health sentences. I know. I see the boxes you break. But don't let me say things. You know I know.
Finish your story.
Do you know I know now?
I don't know you know.
Charlie.
Continue.
We went to buy boxes.
Let me bring you GhanaWeekend.com.
Come on board, let's transform lives. City FM CEO or MD tells or rally support for COPE. Yeah, it's very important. Guys, let's all join on board and help them. I had a story about someone who was somebody who does a cowboy, right? Yeah, a cowboy, takes care of cattle, sheep and stuff like that. And he's not a chartered accountant.
Yeah.
And he's gone on to do his master's.
He's working with Deloitte.
And he's working with Deloitte. I felt that was a full circle moment, a grass to grace story. And he says a point blank, even better than I would ever capture that. But for COPE, he wasn't sure what his life would have been. And he could have been anything, like just anything.
Yeah.
And not really in a positive sense. So it's important that we support COPE,
So everybody should come on board.
Yeah, anyway.
There's an angry youth attack firefighters at Kaswa Old Market on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. And Fisher folk clarifying miners' role after Senya Breku pirate attack. IRC East by-election, NDC confident of 75% votes. This is ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. I'll personally promote tourism, Mahama assures. He's already doing that in numerous ways. The whole conversation about his blouse. Government running the country like Instagram. Samir says so. Okay, let me come quickly to GhanaWeekend.com. Lyrical Joe, losing my parents fueled my music journey. Mahama, Ghana's growth to be driven by creativity, digital media. Mahama announces 40 million Ghana cedis boost for film and creative arts. I think you can go for some of this money because the production we put up here for our launch of Heritage Month,
spectacular.
It was a solid performance.
And there's so much in store because like I see the School of Performing Arts, it's exciting.
Yeah, you have a whole. You don't want to change your channel from Channel One TV this month. Well, next month, which is tomorrow, because we have so much in store for you. I'll be ambassador for tourism. I've already said that. Mahama shows. We're now glad that's set to be released on March 3, and government to renovate AICC State Banquet Hall to boost event economy. Those are some of the stories you'll find on GhanaWeekend.com.
Let me take you to page 3, right? Because you are being told that 600 million has been recovered under Operation Recover All Loot, and also 29 luxury cars recovered. Started by Gabriel Abdul Razak. The Economic and Organized Crime Office has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis from the activities of criminal individuals and institutions. President John Mahama has reviewed. According to him, this forms part of government's resolve to fight corruption and ensure that those who have stolen from the state are held accountable for their actions. Addressing Parliament yesterday during the second State of the Nation address of his second term, the President said as of December 2025, IOCO has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis and has investigated 462 cases, with 15 currently under prosecution. He also noted that the Anti-Graft Office has dismantled transnational carjacking syndicates and has recovered 29 luxury vehicles that were stolen. The government remains resolute that corruption will not be tolerated regardless of status or political affiliation, the President stressed. He further indicated that government has made progress in the fight against corruption through strengthening collaboration among law enforcement agencies, financial intelligence institutions, and prosecutors. And the story goes on and on and on. I think so. There's the thing. Before the State of the Nation address, a lot of people felt that they are not seeing the Operation Recover All Loot and the Galamsey issue You know, of course, health became topical of the week, so we expected the president to talk about it. But these two were areas where the government wasn't performing really well. In fact, John Bodu went on record to say that not even 100 cedis had been recovered from Operation Recover All It, when government had promised to recover 21 billion cedis or dollars, I don't even know. So a lot of people have been skeptical about oral.
Yeah. Because
it was met with a lot of fanfare. I don't know if you remember, Akujeto Blakwa, Martin Kpebu, Dominic Domlevo, Raymond Archer himself, who now heads Yoko, they were moving to places, documents. Sometimes my very good friend Martin Kpebu, the document alone is carrying and moving. I'm like, no, that's action. You know, people thought that after a year, corrupt officials would have been jailed. I'm not necessarily referring to like politicians, but I mean like civil servants who engage. But for some reason, we've not seen much in terms of any corrupt person being in jail. Of course, the cases are going, and the president even said that the wheels of, he quoted Atamils when he said that the wheels of justice grind slowly, but it grinds. So hopefully we'll see a lot more of that. But that was what was promised, that there will be prosecutions, that corrupt officials will be jailed. But for some reason, when the Attorney General is speaking, I'm not saying that is what he does, but we hear a lot of plea bargaining, you know, but that wasn't what was sold in the campaign. So people are not happy with oral. So I get why Daily Guide will highlight the fact that 600 million has been recovered and 29 luxury vehicles impounded.
You mentioned Galamsey and water bodies, and there's a story in the regional spotlight in the Daily Graphic where the EPA has taken the lead in dechemicalization of affected water bodies. And I think they mentioned they'll take an amount of money. I'm trying to find that in the story, but anyway, so they've started so according to the EPA, it costs $200,000 to dechemicalize 1 kilometer of any water body, including shipping, clearing, and other expenses.
Wow.
What you do with that information?
Maybe that the Galamsey water body
$100,000 per kilometer to dechemicalize.
That's why a lot of people are upset when they hear that $310,000 is what some persons will be given as honorarium.
Can use that money to start
or build trees under schools, or like or build schools under trees, or buy hospital beds, or fix, you know, the drainage problems in major cities, or fix roads, or solve very basic things we don't have in our hospitals. Which doesn't have a CT scan. I don't know if they do now.
They don't.
Just a year ago, they didn't have an MRI machine. You know, we hear stories of doctors who have to buy their own disposables. Imagine a doctor going to treat you and he has to use his own personal money to buy gloves to wear, to buy nose masks. You know, our hospitals are severely under-resourced. You talk to accident victim support, they tell you that there are hospitals in this country, regional hospitals, they don't have wheelchairs. When patients come and they can't walk, they don't have wheelchairs to carry them in, and they have to carry them on their back and take them. You know, these are the serious issues we need to be paying attention to. And if for some reason there is $310,000 of government money available, are we saying the best money or the best use of that is to give to management committee members for a job they're not even sure what they are doing? So I think we should come again. And I've seen some subtle defense of it to say that, what work do? They don't do any work. You know, and if they should come and explain into detail, like how all of those 6, their role, and whether it is worth. How much are doctors paid in this country? Very good question. You know, teachers, they are always striking. And are we saying that if we have that much money, calculate it, in excess of over 30 million Ghana cedis? Yeah. So I was very optimistic that government reset would hit some of these. And the truth of the matter is, these are low-hanging fruits. Yeah. It was very easy for government to say, we'll not do this, and nothing would have changed, right? Assuming you even want to use that money to say it's meant for sports. Look at the state of our local league. A fan went to watch a football game. The security was terrible, so much that he was killed up on today. We don't even know where that matter has reached. Yeah. You know, go to the washroom at Accra Sports Stadium. Ew. Charlie, you know,
Jude is heating.
We are a poor country, but we don't
act like one.
You know, and it is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is, and it is
our resources are going into the wrong sectors where other sectors are bleeding.
I have nothing against the CEO of Cocoa Board.
Yeah,
Dr. Ranjani.
It's just that his sector is,
he's even an Akraka guy, Bloby. Oh, Charlie, you know, he's a solid guy. He knows his way around. You know, I don't want to delve into the Cocoa Board issues as well. But the point is that how has, you know, with everything that is happening in the sector as Cocoa Board CEO, I think that his last preoccupation should be
sports,
football, anything football related. Let other people handle it. And if in any case you say you want to do both,
maybe I'm sure he's
fine.
saying that
But
he has been called to serve, and so he's going to offer his services to the team. Why are you laughing?
He's okay. He's okay.
On that note, we'll be right back after this. Don't go away.